guest speakers, a retired AIG, enumerated what and what we should do. He said that we know these criminals. We know where they live. We supply their needs. And until we own security, all of us, we may not get to the end of this. Because at the community level, they know where they hide. And there is the need for we as a people to help the security agencies to help us.
All right, Mr. Sam is still talking about security issues and staying with the point newspaper. U.S. officials prepare high-level briefing for Trump, and the United States congressional delegation has concluded its fact-finding mission to Nigeria over alleged genocide, and it's expected to brief President Trump before the end of the month. The delegation, made up of 5 members of Congress, arrived in the country and visited IDP's survival of terrorist attack, Christian communities, Christian leaders, traditional rulers, particularly in Benue State. They also held meeting with the National Security Advisor and the Attorney General of the Federation. Mr. Salami.
Well, seeing is believing. They are come. They have visited where they wish to visit. And thank God they have seen what they have seen. Let us await their report. And I know that they will be objective enough to say it the way they saw it.
All right, let's move on to the Tribune newspaper. This story too has dominated public space. Oshomole Ndume clash as Senate screens Reno Omokri. Former Senate Whip, Senator Ali Ndume, and former President of the NLC, Senator Adams Oshomole, verbally attacked each other on Thursday as the Senate screened more ambassadorial nominees. The heated exchange took place before the Senator Sonny Bello-led Committee on Foreign Affairs, charged with the responsibility of conducting the screening. The two senators began sharply exchanging words when it was the turn of former presidential aide Reno Omokri to be screened. In what turned out to be a misunderstanding of intentions between Dume and Oshomole, the Borno lawmaker had moved a motion for Omokri to take a bow and go soon after the former Tinubu critics introduced himself. But Oshomole interrupted the proceedings, insisting he must speak. Both actually supported the choice of Omokri, but misread each other. Ndume took exception to the interruption, said his pending motion first must be attended to, but Oshomole argued again that the motion had not been seconded. And on and on. And after the back and forth exchange between Oshomole and Ndume ensued, delaying processes of the hearing and forced the chairman to ask Oshomole to use up his time. And Oshomole continued, "All right, Mr. Chairman, this is a quote. I think I need to speak on this in the public interest with particular reference to the nominee because we cannot pretend we have not heard stories." Ndume again tried to stop him, saying, "What kind of stories? There is no petition before this committee." Oshomole went on, "For me, nominee Omokri has shown by the power of example that he is a pragmatist. He is not detained by old feeling, and you may have doubt, suspicion about anyone until you have the opportunity to perform." And then I think it was the committee is expected to turn in its report within days for consideration. Mr. Sami, it's no surprise that
it was not unexpected. You see, Omokri, Reno Omokri, the former special presidential aide, is as controversial as his name. And you see, this is the beauty of democracy. When ideas clash, when you allow people to speak up their mind, this is the beauty of democracy. You speak up your mind, you allow the other party to say his own, and you come up with what is reasonable. The most important thing is this: let all the parties be heard. And when all the parties are heard, you advance and deepen democracy. That is the way to go.
Absolutely.
I will not look at the merit or demerits of what was said.
Mrs. Salame, you are not the judge in this case. All right. Let's move on to the Nation newspaper. Our challenges going into 2027 polls by INEC chair. There are challenges in 3 critical areas ahead of the 2027 election, INEC has said. The electoral umpire chairman, Professor Joas Omopito, listed them as poor communication infrastructure, voter apathy, and misinformation and low civic engagement. He spoke at a stakeholders meeting organized by the Nigerian Civil Society Group. Professor Omopito described the country's weak telecommunication network as one of INEC's toughest battles. He noted that the VIVAS, that's the bimodal voter accreditation system, and the IREF, that's the INEC result viewing portal, can only function effectively where network coverage is reliable. The INEC chairman said despite the Commission's advances in electoral technology, several structural and systemic challenges continue to threaten credible polls. Mr. Salame.
Welcome, Professor Muti.
Exactly.
We said this and we saw it coming. But they are surmountable. They are surmountable. These are issues that could be solved if we address ourselves to it properly. I thank God that he has taken up the gauntlet and is working. All he needs to do is to do more and encourage his staff to do more, because it's a teamwork thing. He cannot do it alone. And the federal government should support him financially. I know that these are existential issues. These are issues that with all hands on deck, we can surmount it. All Nigerians want is a free, fair, transparent, and credible election in such a way that even the losers will congratulate the winner.
Exactly. You know, Mr. Salame, just like you said, when Prof came in and he was talking tough those few days, he's going to end vote buying. We told him, Prof, take it easy. Look at the records, get briefed by those who've been there, and because you have a lot ahead of you. And he named 3 areas which he said were critical to his success. But I think Prof left out one critical area. Yes, poor communication infrastructure, yes. Voter apathy and misinformation, yes. Low civic engagement, yes. But what about the political parties' penchant for disregard of their laws? Because most of the time, Mr. Salame, as we speak now, we know how many cases are in court, and each time they go to court, they drag INEC. They drag INEC to it, and INEC, up till election day, is not sure of which candidates will be allowed by courts to fly the flag of the parties. On election eve, there will be a court ruling saying, no, this person is not supposed to be there, this and that. So that's a critical challenge that I know INEC has not can barely help itself in that. This is a challenge that the political parties, the political system, the elite in the political party need to take a second look at. If they clean this, half of the problem, I tell you, Mr. Salame, is solved.
Well, I think you are right, very much right. But I must emphasize that the major beneficiary of election is the political party or are the political parties, as it were. So it behoves on the political parties to mobilize and go on aggressive sensitization and awareness campaign in such a manner that Nigerians will know exactly what each political stands for and what is there for them. There is the need for civic education, massive one. This is where INEC should invest more on information dissemination, press briefing, and media engagement.
Absolutely, Mr. Salami. Let's move on to the cable newspaper now. Meanwhile, the phone lines are still open. I can see some people trying to flash. Please send us a WhatsApp message if you don't want to make a voice call. The number's again 0903 22299797. That's 0903 22299797 or 0818 222205. Let's move on to the cable newspaper now. We must treat education as a survival strategy, says Vice President Kashim Shettima, warning that an uneducated youthful population poses a threat to the nation. He was speaking in Lagos while presiding over the launch of Aliko Dangote's foundation of 100 billion naira annual scholarship program. Vice President Shettima stressed that the country's future depends on its ability to rescue millions of children currently locked out of classrooms. And there's a quote here: "We must treat education as a strategy. This is why our administration treats the National Human Capital Development Program as a national emergency," the Vice President said. And the quote, he added that deliberate efforts must be made to end a needless cycle of failure that has persisted far too long. Mr. Salami.
Well, I think the government is getting it right now. That the greatest resource we have in this country is not petroleum, it's not crude oil. It's human resource. And as raw as human resources, if you train them, you cultivate the mind, it is the best you can have, any country can have. And good enough that they are now opening the doors of the schools. That's why we are saying that there shouldn't be strike again. Not only has to strike, in whatever name, there shouldn't be strike. And most importantly, to invest more in education. It's the only leveler. The only thing that can give the children of the hewers of wood and fetchers of water the opportunity, a lifetime opportunity, is access to quality education. We thank God for the Dangote Foundation. The man's life is a useful life. He has impacted lives. I keep on saying it, that any life that does not touch the life of other people is a useless life. Stop buying Rolls Royce. Invest more in people. Let the sons and daughters of the poor, indigent, who are brilliant, let them realize their potentials in life. Do not allow them to become miscreants, urchins, because we are wasting so many talents. There are so many indigent students, but very brilliant. Let no man, or let no child, let no young Nigerian drop out of school simply because his parents could not afford education. Education is not a privilege. It is a right. Let us help ourselves. By doing that, we are even developing this country. Because those children you do not allow to go to school will not allow your own children to sleep later in life. We are helping ourselves.
True, Mr. Salami. And also, I think we also need to tell our political leaders that those children you recruit into this army of talks, political talks, will not also allow you to enjoy the office if you eventually get to that office. Because at the end of the day, you will need to sustain their appetite for the good things of life. And so we need to look at the bigger picture, always. Let's move on to the Sun newspaper, Mr. Salami, and there's a story. Rep seek 50% reduction in aviation charges. The House of Representatives has called on the federal government to slash airport charges by 50% and offer tax breaks to aviation companies to make flights cheaper during the festive season. It also charged the government to establish a transparent assessment mechanism to create a system to determine the true minimum necessary operational cost for airlines. throughout the season, as well as collaborate with the CBN to work closely to prioritize the allocation of foreign exchange at concessionary rates for airline operators. Mr. Salami.
It is good what they have said, but I will make a better demand. Let there be good roads. Let our roads be motorable. Let there be security.
Exactly.
So that the common man who will not need the airport will be able to go home too and enjoy the festivities. So make our roads better, motorable, and make it safe and secure in such a way that the people in the grassroots too will be able to enjoy their Christmas.
I'm sure, Mr. Salami, a lot of people, you're saying a lot of people's mind by that, because that was what even attracted me to that story. I wish that people, the lawmakers and other elites are always concerned like this about other things that have to do with the masses. Just like you said, if the roads are okay, motorable, if there's security, a lot of people would rather go to anywhere they want to go by road. And because of the insecurity and bad roads, people are forced to cover out so much just for that trip down to wherever they are going. As we normally say, anything that affects the elites will always get their attention fast. And because it's festive period now, a lot of them are planning to travel. So they now know that, yes, the cost of moving from one place to another is quite exorbitant. Meanwhile, they can even afford it. They shouldn't even be complaining. It's only people who are forced into this mode of transportation that should worry about the cost.
You know that Oliver Twist will always like to get more. They can afford it. Yet they don't want to part with the money. And they neglected the greater majority, percentage of people who will not even need the airports and the aircraft. But the road, why didn't they talk about the roads? We need to be sensitive and alive to our responsibilities.
Exactly.
The greater majority of Nigerians do not use the airports. They use the road. Make the roads more motorable and secured in such a way that Nigerians can travel to wherever they want to go to with ease.
Exactly. Especially this period
and
now.
Without molestation.
Yes. Let's move on to the Punch newspaper now. And alleged 2.2 billion naira fraud, EFCC arraigns ex-Labour Minister Ngige today. The EFCC has finalized plans to arraign former Minister of Labour and Employment Chris Ngige today. Court officials confirmed that the arraignment is scheduled to take place at the Gwarinpa Division of the FCT High Court. According to court documents, Ngige is facing 8 counts bordering on abuse of office and acceptance of gift from contractors of the Nigerian Social Insurance Trust Fund while serving as its supervising minister. And the FCC also alleged that 8 NSITF contracts valued at okay, we've lost that. Anyway, the long and short of it, Mr. Salami, is that the former, and let's not forget that he escaped assassination a few weeks ago, and this is also coming. And I want us to join, I think, this story together. Why EFCC has not released me? This is from Malami. Abubakar Malami, as the former Attorney General, has explained the circumstances surrounding his continued detention by the EFCC. The former minister is being questioned over several issues, including allegations relating to terrorism financing, the ownership of 46 bank accounts, the engagement of multiple legal representatives in the recovery of $322 million, that's the Abacha loot, and the utilization of funds released under the conditional cash transfer program.
Well, I think there is the need for Nigerians to be more interested in what is going on. Corruption cases. I do not want Nigerians to take it as entertainment. That who next? Because the major problem, or one of the major problems we have in this country, is that of impunity. and no consequence. Whoever is found guilty
by the courts,
after being given a fair
trial,
let him serve term. Not only that, whatever he has should be forfeited. It is the taxpayers' money. It is not their money. They have only helped themselves to the collective till, to the treasury. But I always insist, let there be a fair trial. Give them the opportunity to defend themselves in such a way that the trial will be open, transparent, and all the parties will be given enough time to present their defense. And if the judgment is given, let them carry out. That is when we can have a saner society. I know that it is difficult to prosecute corruption cases, but I know that if there's evidence, the court will do its job.
Exactly. All right, Mr. Salam, let's move on to the cable newspaper. This story is a sad one, and that's why I left it for the last. Bayelsa government silent as PDP announces deputy governor's death. Confusion has surrounded reports announcing the death of Lawrence Erujapo, that's the deputy governor of Bayelsa State. Earlier on Thursday, he collapsed and was rushed to the Federal Medical Center in Nagua. The deputy governor was said to have been in critical condition at the medical facility. However, in a statement on Thursday, the PDP spokesperson said the party received with deep shock the news of Erujapo's passing. It's sad. Despite the PDP statement on those platforms, the deputy governor was elected. The Bayelsa state government has not issued an official statement on the reported passing. When the cable reached out to the chief press secretary to the governor of Bayelsa State, he said a statement will be issued when the death is confirmed. Mr. Salami, let's remember that the deputy governor also declined to follow the governor to APC, and so there's been no love lost between the governor and the deputy governor and all the politics surrounding the Bayelsa State local election. It's a sad one, yeah.
Well, I will always want our people to be matured in handling issues, because no matter the enmity, quote and unquote, political one between the governor and the deputy governor, the death of any person should end enmity. That is the humanity in us. We should be humane enough to know that no matter the grievances or you have against anybody, the moment the person goes the way of the mortar, that is the end of it. And you should show
some
immense concern about the person. That is what our humanity is all about. Knowing fully well that we too will go the way he has gone.
That's exactly the message. But unfortunately, Mr. Salami, we hardly learned from that lesson, that eternal lesson that no matter the struggles, no matter what you do, at the appointed time, you're going to leave the stage, whether you like it or not. And so maybe a few minutes when it happens, we will tell ourselves, oh, this is sad. But give us 1 hour later, we're back to our normal service sad. And we wish to commiserate with the people of Bayelsa State on this very sad news. Mr. Salami, we have to end it here. We wish we could go on and on and on, but it's always a pleasure to have you on the show. It's Friday, and I know what that means. And our listeners also know what that means, because they know that you are always just like one of our governors. Fridays are special days for you, Mr. Salami.
It is.
Just that. You don't want to commit yourself. Anyway, thank you so much, sir, for your interventions. Always a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you very much. The pleasure is mine.
All right, that's our package for the show today. Monday morning, 7 a.m., bright and early. Let's make it a date. My name is Lawrence Omoite. Enjoy your day.